stage from Illinois, a member of our 2020 advisory board. Her favorite thing about Zaya is watching women succeed, and she says the trips are pretty amazing too. Please welcome Katie Harlan, Double Zaya Executives.
Thank you for helping me with my presentation, because either your advice or your example or your inspiration really made its way into this. So we're going to be going on a journey with some thought leaders, and I'll just be here to put a Zaya spin on things. Because we're in Nashville, let's start with Dolly. We cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. So we can study leadership until we're blue in the face, but if we don't adjust as we go, we'll struggle to be the most effective leaders. We've got to adapt and be flexible, because there are no absolutes in leadership. And actually, our corporate team did a really good job of this week, adapting and changing because of the tornado this week. I mean, that threw a huge wrench in things. So if you always take a look at what's going on and use your best judgment, but adapt as you go, that's leadership. Gary Keller here is saying that complete ownership is the most powerful driver of success. So taking extreme ownership of everything that happens in your business is leadership. Whether you're here as a team of one right now or you're part of a team of 1,000, if you take ownership over everything that happens inside your business, you are a leader. Let's talk about some examples. So ownership. Ownership is having a really crappy party and saying, what can I do differently next time? It's asking questions. It's movement. It's action. There's something next. There's a next step. It's a green light to make a change and an adjustment. Blame, an example of this would be saying, I just can't be successful here because I don't have a strong upline. Here's the deal. Having a strong, supportive upline is a blessing. It's great, but it is not a requirement for your success. Amen. Amen. Actually, I really think that there's a little bit of a leg up if you start without a strong upline, because it forces you to either step into that ownership and make it happen or not. There are so many examples of people in this business, but also our industry in general, of people that have made huge things happen without a strong upline. So no more of that. And excuses. An example of this would be saying, there's just too many Zaya reps in my town, I can't be successful. Or I just don't have the time. Both blame and excuses are stopping points. They're statements, they end with a period, there is no next step. So if we can make this shift from blame and excuses to complete ownership, you will transform your business. There will be nothing you can't do. But, reminder, ownership is not transferable. Own, that's you. So this can be a little challenging when you believe in everyone and you see it for them and you want it so bad for them. But we can only take ownership for ourselves. I can't gain anything off of anyone else not succeeding. I just love him. This one takes practice. A powerful thought tool in this arena is practicing the abundance mentality. And I've come a long way here, and so I'm excited to share some tips here. There's scarcity thinking and there's abundance thinking. So an example of this would be your neighbor Joanne signs up to be a rep. You can respond by saying, now all of the neighbors are gonna buy from Joanne. Or you can respond by saying, awesome! Now Joanne and I can talk about Zaya and collaborate. And actually, everyone wants to buy leggings, so I'm not at a loss here. There's always more people who want leggings. Another example here, another way to look at this is if you see people in this room, for example, that have had massive success with Zaya, we've heard from so many of them today, and you feel like, oh, well, since they've had success, there's less of that for me. It's not true. Success isn't finite, so it's not like a pizza or a pie where once the pieces are passed out, that's it. It's infinite. There's always enough. There is success available for all of us and tens of thousands more that are eventually going to join us. Okay, I have a little story about this. The other day, I heard that Rachel Hollis got to meet Oprah, and that is my dream. And for a second, I was like, I felt jealous. I'm like, now I won't be able to meet her. And then I used one of two tools I'm going to share for helping me with abundance. The first one is I remembered that I'm not my thoughts. We are more than our thoughts. So I pulled myself up out of my thoughts. And the way that this is helpful is because then you can guide and direct your thoughts. And I remembered, oh yeah, you're not Rachel Hollis, Katie. So you could meet her someday too. Okay, so that helps a lot. And this is really powerful. You guys know that I'm not Rachel Hollis. This is really powerful, like I said, because being able to guide and direct your thoughts is very, very powerful. The other tool that I use, if I wake up one day and I'm feeling particularly lack, and by the way, this is completely normal. In this industry, we're sharing our wins for the most part on social. There's not as many failures. There are some, but for the most part, they're wins. And so it can cause us to compare. We all know that. But if I wake up one day and I'm just feeling lack, jealous, comparing, not enough, I use this other tool, and it is Uplift. And it's intentionally, purposefully going out of myself and uplifting those around me. With Zaya or not, it doesn't matter. But saying, I love you, I see you, I appreciate you, look at what you're doing. And if you spend a day doing that, oh my gosh, you just feel amazing at the end of the day, and you're back to yourself. And the reason why this works is because it takes the attention off of you and on other people, and that's when really amazing things happen. Okay, I love this one too. Leadership is action, not position. So that's a group of wolves. See the arrow in the back, the blue arrow? That's the leader. Our goal is to empower our team members to be leaders and get out in front of us, or said another way, we want them to fly the nest as quickly as possible. I don't mean drop from the nest. Fly the nest, soar, thrive, take off. If you set up your organization where you're the only point person, you're the only one with answers, you're the only one with training, you're the only one with all of the knowledge, you're gonna hit a pretty low ceiling because you can't do it all, especially as your team grows. So you really want to build leaders instead of followers, because this builds trust within your organization, and that trust is the most beautiful thing. Here are some ways to empower our leaders. By the way, it does feel good to have people look up to us, right? And that is an ego thing. But it feels so much better when people look up to your team members. There's nothing like it. Here are a few ways that we can empower our team members to become leaders. Have them lead calls and trainings. I know that sounds so basic, but the favorite part of my week, every week, is when I get to reach out to people on our team and ask them to lead a Tuesday training where they go live on our team page and they train on something they are an expert at. So we've had people talk about body positivity and Instagram stories and emailing your customers. And it is so fun because it empowers them. They realize they have something they can offer as well. Like, it's not just about the leaders. Because here's the thing, Monica and I lead the team, but we're not leading the team because we have more knowledge than anyone. We just came first. And Ellie, I think you said that a long time ago. We just got here first. So we just happened to be, in this position of leadership. But there are so many people on the team. Everyone has a contribution that they can make. Delegate, and delegate in this industry isn't telling them what to do because they're not our employees, but it's asking for help and it's being vulnerable and saying, listen, we can't do this all ourselves. So, can you help us with this, that, and the other? Teach them to fish. So when I started, I used to run my new reps parties for them. And if you still do that and it's working for you, that's great. But I just noticed over time that it felt like I wasn't empowering them to go out and do. So now I've taken more of a, I'll help you or you can watch my party approach, but I don't do it for them. I want them to learn how to fish so that they can go do the same with their team. And then, of course, loving on your team and uplifting them and recognizing them. It's amazing to me every time how that is free and it's so easy to do. And it is the number one most effective way to, and all of the presenters have kind of mentioned this, it's the most effective way to validate somebody and help them believe in themselves. Reminder, our job as leaders is to help our team members launch their businesses, not to manage their businesses. If you try to manage all of your team members' businesses, you will, again, hit a ceiling and you won't be able to grow your own business. Okay, and we're going to end with Henry Ford. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. And this slide is less of a teaching slide and more of just a, I'm really proud of us slide. When I think about Zaya, I picture this girl walking into the cafeteria with her tray, not knowing anyone, and having everyone say, come sit with me, come sit with us, there's plenty of room. And this is just, we're doing such a great job of this as a company. And it's because one of our pillars is community and because of Aaron's vision for this company. It's amazing. It's such a special, unique thing that we have going. So let's just keep doing that over and over and over, and there's nothing we can't do.